So yes, hi, I'm Alain Cardon. I'm a Master's Certified Coach, validated by the International Coach Federation, and we're here in Romania. I work all over Europe, but we're here in Romania, and this is.
I'm Paul Bada. I'm CEO of Batsi, which is the biggest Nissan dealership in Romania. And I've been training to be a coach or training to acquire coaching skills with Alan for some time now. And speaking of time, how long should a coaching relationship last?
That's a very common question that's asked by coach trainees and also, well, to answer it should last at the time that the pertinent time for the issue and for the client and for the coach. In other words, you can look at it, it's a time management issue. We could say it's almost a management issue. Everybody speaks about time. Now, if you take it in a quantum mechanics type of way, you don't need much time for anything. It all depends on the means. Okay. So if you want to get things done, something is urgent, you can get it done very quickly. And if you want to take the time to do it, it could spread out for a long time. That's one aspect of coaching in a way. If a client comes and they ask you how much time, maybe they expect a 6-month process with a meeting every month or 2 meetings every month. If you do that, you could probably say, are you postponing? What could you decide right away and just do? And again, it could be in a month. One question I often have is, well, actually, it's not a question, but one feeling I have as a coach is the most intense and the most useful coaching sessions are the first and the last. And the rest in the middle could be like an accordion, especially if the coach wants to do a lot of things and has, a sort of methodology and so on, which is for me not really coaching. I think that for pertinent coaching and very effective managers and leaders, the most valuable thing in their lives is time. So if you can accompany a leader and say on some issues and say this can be done in 4 sessions, and there may be space between the sessions, but 4 sessions are enough. I find now that I've been doing 4-session coaching for a while with a lot of leaders. I'm sort of feeling very often the last one is too much. I could cut down to 3. And it's becoming, now of course this is a certain type of coaching. In other words, it's focused on a specific issue, and if you can move fast and get it out of the way, that's effective management. Now I'm also coaching some people over years and years and years, and this is more like strategic career development, political, accompaniment. So, for instance, I may see an executive team person on a regular basis every month or every 2 months to touch base and for the person to evaluate what's going on in their network and environment and think out loud and get a good perception and then say, okay, this is the next step I need to do. And so that can go on for years and years and years because it depends on the issue. But it's very interesting. Some people come to coaching and say, I have a time management issue. And actually, very often it's a delegation issue. Because people who don't have time is because they're doing things that's on the level below. If you delegate well, you have a lot of time. And so it's useful in coaching to see, in a way, how the way you work is time efficient, time effective with the client, how the client is time effective, what's the patterns, and what are they trying to do with the coaching? Are they using coaching for an excuse to postpone, saying I'm coaching, I'm working on it, I don't have to do anything for 6 months, or is coaching a means to achieve something rapidly? So that's some things. I don't know if I'm really answering the question, but
No, you are, and you were mentioning patterns. And for me, for example, one of my patterns is I could always come late for a meeting.
Mm.
So not actually late, but just on time, and I don't get to. So how would you coach me on that issue?
what do you want to change?
Well, it would be good to have some time before a meeting to just settle in. I even before I came here, you were settled in. You were a lot calmer than I was, and I would like to have that.
Okay. So?
Oh yeah.
This is becoming a coaching
Yes,
session.
yes,
I don't know if that's really what you want to get into, but the whole issue is, yes, what are you missing out on,
Mm-hmm.
and what are you gaining by doing this? In
Mhm.
other words, you can say, I'm coming late because I was doing something else that was important and so on, and you can say, I want to be here early so as to be part of the preparation procedure or process in which a lot of the grains of what's going to happen are being, are being put. For me, I really, we're quite different on that one. I like to be early so as to get a feeling of the space and what is possible in the space, what may happen in the space, and sometimes how I can change the space. So the early arrivals actually create the conditions for the late arrivals to have to fit into. So it's different strategies.
Yeah, I like yours better.
It could be interesting to test.
Yeah.
In other words, to see in a very practical way, to arrange for a few times where you're really early, and that you think about setting the foundation or the pre-foundation, which is a coaching skill, and seeing what comes out of it, and then you have a choice, and at least you will have practiced it once or twice, but you'll see what comes out of that you don't get usually because you don't have it. It could be an interesting exploration.
I'll get on it. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot.